It is Sunday, and your girlie is working now 4 12-hour shifts. So I am working about 48 hours, I believe. It's been an adjustment. It just changed literally this week, and this week that has passed, it was a disaster. It was a shit show. And now that I know that I'm going to be working those 4 12-hour shifts, I have to prepare myself for the week. So it's going to be a lot more different than it was before. So there's going to be a change in my life for sure. And I am going to go to Jewel now so I can pick up some things. I may order a few things more, but I think that should be good. But we'll see. I'm gonna go pick this up. I got my hazelnut creamer so I can make myself coffee. Yeah, your girl is feeling a lot better with her weight. The weight has definitely been coming down. It's been a process. I feel like it kind of fluctuates up and down, but I definitely do see myself a lot smaller than I was before. When I was on Lexapro, because that's the medication that I was on in January, the last dose was in January, I did not realize up until I literally came off of it how much weight I had gained from it. And I did not know that it was a side effect. I know they give you that little thing when you get your prescription, it says right there all of the side effects, but did it really register? Not really. And probably only the things that really register was a blood clot or a seizure, suicidal ideation, stuff like that. Does will click in your head and will get in there. But waking, I never really, either I didn't completely read it through or it didn't register. But yeah, it's just insane. But it's definitely gonna be a process. And it's so funny how I'm so bronzed on top, but my legs are so dang white. But we're gonna go ahead and go to Jewel. Taking a little sip of my iced coffee before I literally have to tackle all of these dishes. I just got done doing some dishes, and since I got a nice coffee in the morning and I asked for extra sugar, I know my body is gonna crash from the sugar. So I made myself some food, some strawberries, a toast, eggs, cheese, and avocado. The cheese is probably not the healthiest one. I should have gotten a better cheese, but you know what? Baby steps, you know? I was doing this last week. I kind of stopped doing it Sunday, and then after that, August, or the next week of July, I stopped doing it. Yep, okay. That's why it's so hard to stay consistent with things, literally, but I'm gonna try. So, July of Thursday, I was not on any medications anymore. For those who are new, I do struggle with anxiety. I've been struggling with that ever since about 3 years ago. No, 2019. Oh my god, it's been so long. When I first started experiencing was in 2019, and then it slowly started to escalate in 2020, I believe. And then I ended up being on medication in 2021, I believe. But yeah, so a little bit about that history. I was on Lexapro for about 2 years and a half, and then I stopped this year in January, and I haven't been on anything up until a month and a half ago. Up until a month ago, I started Prozac. I did not like the side effects of that, and I discontinued that. And now, in July 25th, after waiting 10 days of no Prozac, because you do have to wait a little bit in between because they are both accessorized. They're both affecting the same neurotransmitter in your brain. So it's not a good idea, and your psychiatrist should tell you that they should not be taken back to back. They should be like a in-between period in there. But I started Lexapro Thursday, July 25th, and it was going well up until Sunday, and I want to say it was because of that Prozac. That Prozac was still probably maybe in my system, and they were both interacting together, because I had taken Lexapro before and I never had this reaction. I mean, not that I remember. I feel like I would really have I would have really freaked out if that would have happened. But up until Sunday, I really started to feel like chest tightness. My throat was closing up. My tongue was swelling up. I felt my throat just so swollen up, and I felt, you know, just like I felt like everything was closing in and I could not breathe. So I ended up stopped taking it from that Sunday. And now I'm gonna try again, like I have been for up until like since January, up until a month ago. I started taking something again because I really felt like your girl was going nutsy and I needed some support. And I hope that, you know, eating better, physical exercise, and just better habits will help lessen that anxiety. But if it does not get any better within, I want to say 2 weeks of really trying to be consistent in my diet, in my exercise, then I am going to go back and try again some medication, because you are doing yourself the service by not helping yourself on something that you may be struggling with, and that's totally fine. So anyways, I kept track of that, and then I was putting in kind of like my mood, so I can keep track of like the mood, how I'm feeling, because sometimes, you know, you just maybe forget. And then you put in your food intake. I'm putting in, you know, just relatively kind of like what I've been eating, but I definitely want to get a lot more accurate with that, because then I'll be able to know, okay, how many calories was that? Like, I really have to also get on a website and really dig into how many calories I should be consuming and my weight and my activity level, so I can then lose the weight. Slowly but surely I will definitely get there, but today is Sunday, so I'm gonna attempt to make some tortillas again. I now have my tortillero. I used to not have that. Every single time I've made them, I feel like they don't come out pretty good and they don't really puff up. Probably because I don't have a tortillero and I couldn't really like flatten them out really well. I felt like they always came out kind of thick. I was able to make gorditas with it because I feel like the consistency was pretty good, like it was thick. But as far as like nice thin tortillas, I felt like I was not getting it. So we're gonna go ahead and try and see how it goes. So I'm mixing the salt that I put in there.
One of them. It's pretty good.
Homemade tortillas. Still working on them.
They're like pancakes.
Bruh.
What?
Still working, but you know, we're gonna have to fail a lot of times to get it right.